So you've been in the videography business for a while and you really have no clients. You advertise, you try to use word of mouth, you do social media, yet you still don't have paying clients. What could be the issue? Stay right there. You're going to want to see this. So the other day I was on the internet and I was in a forum, and there was a person who said he had been in business for about 3 years, and in 3 years he only had one client. Now the business he's in is weddings. He does wedding videography. I also do wedding videography. Yet he only had one client in 3 years. He said he did 2 free videos for friends, and he had those on his website. He started using Google ads, Facebook ads, Craigslist. I think he even said he used some social media, just posting things on social media and whatnot. And word of mouth, he was telling family and friends about his business, and he had no clients, just one client in 3 years. And he's just wondering, like, what's the problem? What am I doing wrong? So I sat there and I thought about it because, like I said, I'm somewhat new to this myself. I've been doing this for about 4 years or whatever, but I definitely have had way more than one client in 3 years. So I wondered, and I said to him, hey, why don't you send your website so I can check it out? Because it's hard to give you an opinion without actually seeing your work. So I went to his website, and first off, the website wasn't that bad. It didn't really load that well on my phone, so that could be an issue right there because a lot of people look at things through their phone. So that might be an issue. You have to make sure your website actually works on a mobile device so that people can see your work. So that could have been an issue. But now I'm gonna get into 5 other things. So I really have 5 major things that I saw once I was on his website from my laptop that I saw that I thought this is the reason why you're not getting clients. The first thing that I noticed was that a lot of his shots were overexposed. Almost all of his shots were overexposed. Now, what happens when you overexpose with your camera is you lose a lot of detail in your shots, and that doesn't really look very good. It makes it look kind of amateurish when everything is overexposed. It's okay to make some of the shots overexposed. Some of them you might do that on purpose. It might be artistic to make some of them really blown out, really white. It is weddings and there's white dresses and everything, white flowers. So to blow out some of the shots may not be as bad as you may think when it's intentional. But like every shot was blown out. That was the first thing I noticed. The next thing I noticed, and it might be tied into the fact that it was overexposed, is that a lot of the shots were just desaturated as a result. So to me, looking at the images, it made everything look kind of dreary, sterile. I don't even. It took the life out of the film because everything just looked so, yeah. So that was another thing. So that was that 1 or 2? Excuse me, let me consult my notes. Now, number 2 was the fact that his shots were pretty wobbly on a whole. He did a lot of panning and tilting, and I don't think that's bad to pan and tilt, but I think if you're gonna do it, you better be using a fluid head. If you don't have a fluid head, then don't pan and tilt. Because if you try and do that by hand, it's gonna start to look pretty sloppy. So instead of the shots looking like this, it was like, that didn't look very good to me. To my eye, it didn't look very good. Then number 3 that I noticed in his videos, he had like the bride and the groom. They were probably reading like a card or something that the spouse gave to the other person as a gift. And they're reading all these nice things, but I could barely hear it for 2 reasons. He had music playing, which is great, right? But the music was too loud in comparison to the dialogue. So I really had to strain to hear the dialogue. So that makes the audio quality not so good. And on top of that, it sounded like the audio was going through his camera mic because it kind of had that, you know how it sounds when you're recording through a camera mic. It's just, it doesn't have that crispiness to it. It's kind of hollow, sometimes kind of echoey depending on what room you're in. So there was that as well. The other thing that I noticed, number four was the fact that the video was too long. So it was about 6.5 minutes, and the only thing that was in it was getting ready and ceremony for 6.5 minutes. That's too long. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a 6.5 minute highlight, but if you're gonna have it be that long, there better be getting ready, ceremony, cake cutting, bouquet toss, parent dance, well, maybe not parent dances, but first dance. Like, you should have other elements in there. It shouldn't just be getting ready and ceremony, because it gets boring seeing those same things over and over again. Even though you're switching the shot, it's still the same thing. So you got to mix it up. And I think that made it a little dry to watch. And that's probably why people are not booking him. Now, number 5, and this one is important. That's why I'm saving it for last. It is probably the easiest thing to fix, but it's probably going to make the most difference, in my opinion. His first video, the one that I'm talking about right now, that was first. And he had like 2 more videos. So, and one of them, I think it was the third one in, was better than the first. If I'm a bride or a groom and I'm looking for a videographer and I click on your first video and it's not good, I'm not going to watch your second. I'm not going to watch your third. I'm just going to get off your website. So I think start with your first video, your strongest video first. I think that would help most people. I felt like his third video was better because the shot selection was better. It showed more of the formalities. So it had getting ready, it had ceremony, it had some of the reception, it had a lot of dancing and happy faces and laughing, which was not in the first video. So I felt more emotion coming from that third video, yet it was third. Should have been first. So those are my 5 tips. Those may or may not help those of you out there who are watching. Anybody else who's watching who's a videographer who has some of their own tips that they would like to share, please go ahead and put it in the comments below. I would love to hear it because it may help me as well. I certainly have a lot more to learn. I'm just sharing some of the things that I think would help some of you guys who are just starting out, who want to get some clients, who maybe are having the same problem that this gentleman was having, or maybe not having the same problem, but you're just not getting as many clients as you want. Maybe you're not doing some of the things that I mentioned. Also, check out, I think I did a video about audio for weddings. Check that out if you're wondering about audio and your audio is not up to snuff, because the audio is very important. It's just as important as the video. So go ahead and check that video out. It might help you out with your audio. Anyway, I'm Mike Turner. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon.